Good evening, everybody. I'm supposed to be standing in for President Miller, who obviously no one can stand in for him in terms of the humor or language. But one thing I will say in terms of all of you who have to stand, I hope that will make us move along a little quicker because no one wants to be uncomfortable for too long. Let me just say a couple things. I'll mention first my thoughts that are mine, and maybe a couple of things that I know are President Miller's thoughts. First of all, I want to say that on behalf of my committee, we realize perfectly well that only if there's a positive, successful business climate out there can we, as legislators, do all the other things that need to be done to help those who are less fortunate in our society, which is we do a lot of those things. But that's not possible unless you're successful. And in that light, this summer, my committee spent a great deal of time discussing several business-related issues in terms of priorities for us. The top three of those were potential pension exclusions, some kind of benefits for corporations, and then the estate tax, all three of those. I might say I'm pleased to know that evidently President Miller and Speaker Bush seemingly are agreed that the estate tax is something that we need to make better for everybody. And excuse my mixture of thoughts, but today we also had Mark Zandi. I don't know if any of you have ever seen this gentleman, but he's on CNBC. He's a president of business analytics for Moody's Investments, and travels around the world recommending, advising leaders. Quite a sharp guy, and we really enjoy having him. He did mention to us that the estate tax, he feels, is a very valid thing for states to try to improve the situation, because obviously people who are very wealthy can pick and choose where they wish to live, and that's something we should be doing as a state to help out. I'm also obviously happy to say that it appears that the House and the Senate, President Miller and Speaker Bush, have agreed to some agenda for the business community to help business. That's one of the first times I can remember that jointly we've done that, which I think is a very, very positive thing for us. Some study on the tax climate of Maryland, recommendations regarding the use of higher ed in terms of state and private investment to create districts which have economic advantages in terms of accelerated depreciation, enterprise zone areas. And again, to mix in what Mr. Zandi said today, when asked what the two most valuable things he thought government could do, one was to double, in terms of education funding, everything you're doing presently, and to work on infrastructure. And that was his two priorities that he recommended. The minimum wage was a big subject at our meeting with him today. He had lots of thoughts on it. One concept we brought out of it was the combination of some kind of minimum wage increased combined with an earned income tax credit possibility, which frankly he recommended over the minimum wage concept. Also, though, surrounding all of these issues, you can't discount this income equality issue that's really pervasive in the country in terms of people being concerned about it, and that increasing disparity between the wealthiest and the poorest. It is a significant factor that we as a nation have to deal with in terms of making sure everybody shares in this great country and the rewards and assets that it has. So whatever we do, and we understand it's not as simple as going from 725 to 1010 in 2 or 3 years. It may require differences in jurisdictions, different ways to get there. Each jurisdiction may be having some flexibility. But somehow, some way in all of this, we do have to ensure that the great bulk of our population does share in the benefits of this country. So with that, I look forward to answering your questions. Thank you very much.